If you're a fan of anime, especially those rich with moral messages like Naruto, Attack on Titan, or even Doraemon, then you're probably familiar with how these stories play with perspective. Yes, anime often trains us to be more objective when judging a situation or character. Take Naruto, for example. At first, we're taught to hate Pain and the Akatsuki, to see them as villains. But as the story unfolds, we come to understand the pain they went through as children and why they became who they are. That's sympathy. Attack on Titan goes even further. The entire series hits us with one powerful idea. Hatred often exists simply because people don't know or try to understand the ones they hate. And Doraemon, it's surprisingly deep. The creator takes us through the emotions of an elephant being hunted by poachers, the rage of an abandoned cat who wants revenge on humans, or even the sorrow of a dying tree in a forest ruined by human greed. These stories affected me so much that, fun fact, I once felt guilty to kill a mosquito that bit me. Why? Because I imagined it was a mother mosquito with unborn babies waiting for her to return to the nest. Now, back to the issue of the Jews. To be honest, I've started to feel a little sorry for them. In so many religious lectures I've heard, Jews are always painted as the villain, as if every bad thing in the world is somehow their fault, as if they are the root of all evil. But is that really fair? Not all Jews, or even all Zionists, are evil. And maybe, just maybe, we're not entirely innocent either. What if we've been the villains all along? Or worse, what if we've become exactly like the Zionists we claim to hate? Will peace come if Palestine becomes independent? Is it true that if Palestine gains full independence, the Israel-Palestine conflict will finally come to an end? It sounds like a simple question, but the answer is far more complex than it seems. Especially for many people who see this as just a religious war between Muslims and Jews. But is it really? Let's unpack this together. Contrary to popular belief, Islam is actually the second largest religion in Israel. Mosques operate freely, and many imams and muezzins are even paid by the Israeli government. Surprising, isn't it? So, if religion isn't the main issue here, what is? Let's go back in time and trace the roots of the conflict. The story really begins with the fall of the Ottoman Empire during World War I. The empire, once powerful, was already struggling, called the sick man of Europe by neighboring powers. When Germany gifted the Ottomans to warships in 1914, the Ottomans joined the war on the Central Powers side alongside Germany. This decision turned out to be disastrous. After the war, the Ottoman Empire collapsed. Its territories, including Palestine and Jerusalem, were handed over to the victors, mostly Britain and France. This reshaped the Middle East entirely. Meanwhile, a growing Zionist movement made up of European Jews fleeing anti-Semitism was advocating for a Jewish homeland. They had lived peacefully within the Ottoman lands for decades. One of their leaders, Theodor Herzl, even offered to buy Palestinian land from the Sultan of the Ottoman Empire, but he refused. Fast forward to 1948. With British support, and after the horrors of the Holocaust, Israel declared its independence. And that's when the first Arab-Israeli war began. Just one day after Israel was born, neighboring Arab countries launched a military attack. Why? Because they rejected the idea of a Jewish state on what they considered Arab land. But here's the thing, many of these Arab countries were also created by British agreements after the Ottoman collapse. countries like Iraq, Syria, and even Saudi Arabia. So why is Israel's legitimacy treated differently? Now let's talk about Palestine. In 1988, the Palestine Liberation Organization declared Palestine an independent state. Today, there are two major factions, Hamas and Fatah, continue to reject Israel's existence. So, let's return to our original question. Will peace come if Palestine becomes independent? Honestly, no. Because Palestine is already independent, at least on paper. The real issue is that both sides claim the same land, and neither side fully accepts the other's right to exist. So who really owns the land? Throughout history, Jerusalem and its surrounding territories have changed hands many times, from the Romans to Muslim caliphates, to the Crusaders, to the Ottomans, to the British, and finally, to Israel. Right now, Israel controls it. That's the legal and political reality. Palestinians, in contrast, gained independence by rebelling against that control. And in Islamic teaching, rebellion against a legitimate ruler, however unjust, is discouraged. So can we still call the actions of Hamas or Fatah a holy war? A jihad? By traditional Islamic standards, probably not. Jihad is meant to protect Islam and give access to Islamic scholars, not just to fight for land or political control. And in Israel, Muslims already have religious freedom. If we want true peace, the solution might be uncomfortable, but it's simple. Palestine must stop fighting. Let go of the ego, accept reality, and seek coexistence, not destruction. Because how many more children must suffer? This isn't about picking sides. This is about choosing peace, choosing life. And sometimes that begins by changing the way we see the world. What do you think? Comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives.